What's good? It's Devine Deck. It's Cinco de Mayo 2024. San Diego Padres, our boys, are somewhat cooking, man. I'm not going to lie. Hey, this podcast last Sunday, the vibes were low. We hit them with the Undertaker gift this week, and we're back because fellas are cooking. We traded for Luis Arraez. We're going to talk about that a lot this episode. But Meezy, my hermano, who just went back to SLO where we went to school, how you living, bro?
Doing great, man. Good time going back to SLO. Was able to catch, a lot of the Padres games over the weekend. Today was a tough one, but scoring as many runs as we did in the first two games, I think it was pretty obvious we were losing this one today. It's just like we're not scoring 13 runs again today. We played really well this weekend. We were pissed, as you mentioned earlier in the week. I thought the season was cooked. I do believe I said we're never seeing 500 again. And we did see 500 this weekend, and hopefully we'll roll with some momentum into the Cubs series at Wrigley. But yeah, man, feeling good. Luis Arraez, baby, he's here, and he's beautiful.
I'm fucking ecstatic, man. So you texted me. We were playing. I was playing a little beard eye with my buddies, and you called me. You're like, dude, did you see what happened? And I'm like, whenever you hear that, you're like, all right, that's either someone in your family died or the Padres made a big trade. And thankfully, it was the Padres made a big trade. Luis Arraez, we made some content about it earlier. This season, in the offseason, I mean, the dude won back-to-back batting titles. He's an incredible hitter. Just like point blank. He's really, really good. He gets on base. The dude rakes. People are like, he's kind of like Gen Z fucking Tony Gwynn. But him being at the top of the lineup, having another guy in your lineup that is fucking good, it's as simple as that. People try to overdo it. Hey, the more good players on your team, the better your team is. That's all it is. Luis Arraez is good. He's now on our team. We got better. We traded Dylan Head, who, first round draft pick last year, has a lot of potential. It's not going to be, in the bigs for another 3-4 years. I wish Dylan had the best. I think he's going to be solid, but we got enough fucking outfielders right now, bro. You got Dylan Head. He's gone. Woo-Suk Go. Terrible signing. We somehow fucking got rid of that guy. Best of luck, Woo-Suk. I actually hope you make the bigs. Hope you crush it. Then we got Nathan Motorella, who, has potential, but he's a college bat that's in AA. And Jacob Marcy, college bat that's in AA. Got to give AJ Preller credit. This motherfucker got the nerd of all nerds, whoever that fucking Peter Bendrix guy is. I want to stuff him in a locker. Peter Bendrix fucking paid Luis Arraez's entire salary this season. Preller literally fucking Captain Underpants this kid, bro. Like, it's insane what he did to that Marlins GM. Like, has Preller made bad trades? Absolutely. Many. But this trade, this is a good trade, man. Fuck it.
This is a good one.
This is a good one. Give Big Preller the props. This and the Dylan Cease trade. All right, big fella, you're cooking a little bit recently. You're cooking. So, Mike, wanted to ask you initial thoughts on the Luis Arraez trade / what you think he will do for this Padres team.
Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts when I saw it, my first thought was, shit, what's the return? My fear is when we played that shitty, AJ on his back, fuck, I got to make a deal. I got to fix this roster. And he was going to do anything that he could to do it. Very, very happy with what we gave up. I think, like you were saying, man, I wish the best to all those guys. I'm not going to lose sleep over any of the prospects that we lost. No, CJ Abrams, when we traded him and Gore and James Wood, obviously it was for Juan Soto, so it's a completely different type of player. But I lost sleep over those guys because I was like, these guys, one, and two, they have the potential to be long-term Padres. We needed this to happen. I feel like he's going to get a hit every time he comes up to the plate. I don't need him to hit home runs. People on Twitter, all these fucking geeks, a bunch of geeks and dorks on Twitter, like, oh, well, the Padres, it's a power league now. They need more power bats and not singles hitters. Motherfucker, we need singles hitters. We need guys that get consistent hits. That's what Xander Bogaerts was supposed to be, and the motherfucker can't hit water if he fell out of a boat right now. So, like, that's exactly the type of mold that we need. We have contact guys and power guys. That's what a team needs to be successful We didn't need to go out and get a Jorge Soler type player. And then, obviously you just signed that contract, but a type of player like him who strikes out 200 times and hits 30 bombs, Luis Arraez, give me a guy that has a 780 OPS but gets on base, has 200 hits a year.
Yeah,
that's
and Tatis gets it going, and that's instead of a solo shot, that's a 2-run bomb. Those go a long way.
Exactly.
When you don't have fucking
great leadoff hitter.
When you don't have Matty Meatballs on the bump, it goes a long way.
That was tough. Him and Brito were a 2-pack of ass today. I respect them. I respect them for going out there and just being bad.
Yeah, dude. Joe Musgrove, if people who are listening to this don't know, was put on the 15-day IL with right elbow inflammation. I don't want to tell you what that means, but it ain't looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. They said it's tricep tendonitis and it's precautionary. If we know one thing about how the San Diego Padres report injuries, it's all bullshit. Do not read anything into it. If they say precautionary, think the fucking worst. Think he needs to get his arm amputated, to be completely honest. It is not good. Our depth starters, we brought up Randy Vasquez. We saw Cali B today. We saw Matt Waldron. It's like, it's like Hornswoggle versus Eugene versus fucking, I'm trying to think of the worst possible triple threat match in WWE fighting for that fifth spot, bro. Versus Boogeyman, bro. Dude, that shit, hey, that fifth spot's not it. We need some more pitching depth. Adam Mazur,
well, what do you do?
Adam Mazur's in the minors, bro. He's fucking pitching pretty well. Give that fucker a shot. I know some people said Robbie Snelling. I don't think Robbie Snelling's ready yet. / he's a guy I don't really want to fuck up his development because he actually might be the first dude we ever actually developed that could be in our rotation. Look at our rotation now.
Yeah.
Darvish never came up through the pods. Joe Musgrove traded. Dylan Cease traded. Michael King traded. Matt Waldron traded. Cali B traded.
I like your Adam Mazur take.
Yeah.
I like your Adam Mazur take.
Let's see what this fucking guy has. Guess what? Matt Waldron. Matt Waldron is a guy with a 91 mile per hour fastball that has a knuckleball, and he actually hasn't been terrible this year. That being said, he's not a guy that he's got a 5.4 ERA right now, bro. I have nothing against Matty Knuckles. I know we always say this. He actually seems like a fucking fine dude, but I'm over saying I want good players on my team, man. I want the pitchers. I want when the guys on the mound to be like, oh, we have a shot today. When Waldron was on the bump today, there wasn't one moment where I thought we had a shot. We gave up 4 runs. We score 3. This fucking guy walks the first dude on 4 pitches, then throws the fucking meatball of all meatballs, and we're down fucking 5-3 now. Your team fucking battles back for you. You cannot walk the fucking guy on 4 straight pitches. That's not even anything about you throwing fucking 90 poo. You legitimately can't throw a fucking strike, dude. And Mees just left, which was kind of crazy. But if you're not watching on YouTube, but yeah, long story short with Matty Knuckles, you're like, hey man, this guy, he's a fifth starter, obviously. Where'd you go?
Just my screen closed out for a second.
I was on this screen. I was like, yeah, if anybody listening, he's just dipped. Matty Knuckles, all right. Fifth starter is an interesting spot. So the Luis Arraez trade, though, and I think you agree with me on this. The Luis Arraez trade shows that the San Diego Padres are all in 2024 and 2025. Luis Arraez is under contract for 2 more years. Dylan Cease 2 more years. Michael King 2 more years. These are the next 2 years they're all in, which as a fan is all you could ask for. I love it because our farm system is going to beef up. Preller does a great job at that. You go all in these next 2 years. Make a couple trades at the deadline. The fact that the Marlins paid off Arraez's salary means that we can make some moves. There's 2 things I want the Padres to do at the deadline. I know it's a while away. We need a fucking power bat, a dude that can hit some fucking nukes, that can DH a little bit, and we need another starting pitcher. And it doesn't even have to be an ace, bro. It needs to be a guy that can give you 5 to 6 innings of 3-run ball every 5 starts. That's all I ask. Because we get that. If we had that today, Mike, we sweep the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
We just need one more guy.
Yeah, I know we do, but I just right now, arms are so
expensive,
pricey.
Yeah.
That you might just have to ride it out and hope that, a Randy Vasquez, who, like everyone says, I mean, all of his rankings and like his actual pitches and stuff, people say that he's a great pitcher from a stuff standpoint. He just can't really put it together. We got to just kind of hope that Randy Vasquez takes a step up and becomes a focal point of that Michael or that Juan Soto trade. And, it'd be awesome. So then if you think about it, 2 of our 4 starters right now, or 5 starters, are from that trade because we got Dylan Cease and we got Michael King essentially via that trade. If Randy Vasquez can make a giant step, the Juan Soto trade looks way better than it would if both him and Johnny Brito are dog water, and Kyle Higashioka, who did get a couple knocks today, but like,
yeah, he looked good today.
Yeah, but it's just like that.
He's a 30-year-old backup catcher. What are your expectations?
Yeah, but I'm saying that we just need Randy to step up and show that he can pitch and be a consistent 5, because he's a way easier watch when it comes to like watching him pitch, because he throws nasty stuff and it's not like he
slider plays.
I'm shocked when Matt Waldron gets out of an inning without giving up a run right now, to be honest. He pitched insanely well against the Rockies at the hardest ballpark in baseball, which made no sense given how bad he's pitched elsewhere. But I'm just hoping that he turns it around and figures it out.
Is that it?
just got a phone call. I'm this is unreal.
Sorry, you just stopped mid-sentence. I was like, what the fuck? I agree, dude. Randy V, the legend killer. He's gonna get a start against either the Cubs or the Dodgers. Those are 2 tough teams, man. If he could shove against those guys, he could shove against anyone. Mike, I want to bring up the standings right now. I know it's early. I know it's Cinco de Mayo. But guess what? When you're a Padres fan, you look at the standings because we're not going to win the division. So I need to figure out who the fuck we're going to be competing against. Right now, the wild card goes like this. Atlanta Braves, 20-12. Chicago Cubs, 21-14. The Washington Nationals, 17-17. The Padres are a half game out at 18-19. The teams behind us right now, Cincinnati Reds, New York Mets, Pirates, Cardinals, D-backs, Giants, Marlins, and Rockies are not competing. Of all of those teams I just mentioned, between, let's say the Cubs and Braves are in, Nationals, Reds, Mets, Pirates, D-backs, Giants, and Cardinals, which team are you most nervous gets that 3rd spot over the Padres? You're muted.
What's funny about all these teams is that if you look at their fan bases on Twitter and social media, they're all like us. The sky is falling for the Reds. The sky is falling for the Giants. The sky is falling for literally every team in the NL outside of probably the Dodgers and the Braves right now. Even the Braves, they lost to the
Braves,
Dodgers and their fans are freaking out.
Phillies and the
I'd say
that are cooking.
The only teams that scare me in the NL, Dodgers, Phillies. Phillies own us, unfortunately. They just fucking own us. And it's depressing to say that, but they do own us.
Those are the 2 teams that scare me.
Yeah, other than that, the Braves are a little bit worrisome.
Bro, the Braves are people are cooking Tatis. Motherfucker, Acuna has a 600 OPS, bro. Everybody's a hater. Everybody hates on Tatis. Acuna was God last year. This motherfucker sucks this year. Guess what, guys? People go through.
He has a 750 OPS, by the way.
He had a 680 for a little bit.
He did.
I'm looking right now at these teams, right? And I think the Brewers or Cubs are going to win the Central. Whoever does it will probably make the playoffs. I think the Braves and the Phillies are going to be the 2 teams competing. I think the Dodgers are going to fucking crush. They're very good. We're playing for that 2nd or 3rd wild card spot. And I think we can get one of them. And I think we have a better team. I honestly believe we have a better team than the Washington Nationals, a better team than the Cincinnati Reds, the Mets, Pirates, Cardinals, D-backs, Giants. I don't think any of those teams are better than us. So we need to look at our expectations this year as we have to make the playoffs. This is a make the playoffs year. No fluke shit. I need this team in the playoffs. Is it a wild card bid? If it's the 3rd, I don't give a fuck, dude. I do not care how we get in the playoffs. This team is good enough to make the playoffs. They need to believe it. They got 6 fucking brutal games this week. You got 3 in Chicago, 3 at home against LA, who's red hot right now. You take 4 of 6 and you make this fan base believe, hey, these are my guys. I believe we can make some real noise this year. I'd be ecstatic, bro. The Cubs are good, dude. We got to face Justin Steele, who I think is pitching tomorrow in his first game back. We got Shota Imanaga, who has been the best pitcher in the National League. And then some fucking probably Kyle Hendricks or some pussy on Wednesday. Then we face the Dodgers, who, are never fucking easy. You got fucking Gambling Addict, who's just absolutely cracked right now at hitting. Mookie's fucking insane. This is going to be a tough week, dude.
Yeah.
Go ahead. When we do this pod on Sunday, what are you hoping to get out of this week? Like, what do you want the pods to be at?
Ooh.
Like, what would you be happy?
Good question. I think
split. I'd be happy with 3-3.
I'd be happy with 3-3, but I'd like us to win every series that we play. And if we could go 4-2 against both these teams combined, we're in really good shape.
Schedule eases up too.
We faced a very, very difficult schedule so far, to be honest. Like our schedule has been hard up to this point in the season.
Yeah, dude.
I think I don't think that the Cubs are better than us. I don't think that I love seeing Tatis hit at Wrigley for some reason. I feel like he always hits a massive nuke. So I'm expecting him to go deep.
Absolute nuke like 2 years
ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, hopefully I'm looking for 4-2. 4-2 is that's the sweet spot for me. I'll be very content. And if we go 4-2 and we sweep a team and then lose the other series, that works for me too. Just hopefully the sweep is the back half of the weekend. Of the week, so that we can go in with a positive attitude.
Hey, take each game at a time. It's very early, but the fact that the San Diego Padres were 4 games under 500 last time we had this combo, and the fact that they bounced back and now are only 1 game under 500, had a great series against the Reds, had a great series against the D-backs. That's what you want out of your team, man, because it gets quick. Look, the Giants are now 5 games under 500. They play the Phillies again tomorrow. They lose tomorrow. That's 6 games out of 500. Is that impossible to come back from? No. Are they fucked? Yes, absolutely. Like, I'm looking at this NL, bro. There's a couple dogs. You're telling me a team with Luis Arraez, Fernando Tatis Jr., a healthy and fucking on it Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado, Xander, who is showing a couple glimpses. Jackson Merrill is going to be the rookie of the year. You got some fucking dogs on this team, bro. This team.
I agree.
Musgrove's not hurt. Roster-wise, we compete with almost anyone. Obviously, I think the Dodgers and Phillies are better than us, but I don't think the fucking Cubs or Brewers are better than us. We've already won series against both those teams. Braves, we haven't played. Braves are struggling right now. They're a good team. But, dude, I'm looking. I'm like, hey. Also, the Padres expected win-loss, which is like it's crapshoot, but we're 18-19. Expected win-loss is 20-17. So if you watch the games like we do, there's been some fucking fluke. This team's solid, man. This team is very solid. And
I agree.
The Luis Arraez trade made me realize and made the team realize, hey, fuckers, we're all in. This is a year. Hey, we're going for it. And guess what? Looking at some of the dude, we watch a lot of baseball, man. There's no team other than maybe the Dodgers that really I look at. I'm like, oh, they're not. And even the Dodgers pitching is sketch, in my opinion, bro. I'm not bought in on Yamamoto. Glass now is a walking injury. There's some fucking James Paxton is the fucking guy, right? Like, and then the Braves just got their shit rocked. There's not that many dogs in this league. The Phillies own us, but other than that, so why not this team go on a fucking run? Why don't we make this is gonna be a fun summer, dude. I honestly think this team, Mike Schilt, hey man, this fucking guy, for better or for worse, believes in his dudes more than anyone. He believed in Matty Knuckles a little too much today, but this guy truly believes in his guys. You could tell that means a lot to that fan base or that team as well. Like, I have your back. Hey, Xander, you can't fucking hit for shit, and I'm still putting you in the lineup every single day. Like, I believe in you, brother. And sooner than later, Xander, every game is starting to get a couple extra base hits. Sooner than later, hey, man, he's back, right? Manny Machado, right. He'll be at an 800 OPS this time next week. Toddy, hitting the ball hard. Merrill, goes through a 1-2 week slump. Last 3 games has been raking. Good ABs. Believing in your guys means a lot, bro. Not benching these fucking pussies. Like, it goes a long way. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. No, I completely agree with what you're saying. I think this team we're very up and down with them as fans. I think
no way. Us?
It's just funny. Like last week, I was actually genuinely ready to stop watching them play baseball. And then this weekend, I'm like, this is the greatest team I've ever seen assembled in San Diego. Like, we're not losing another game. He's special, dude. It's a special team. Luis comes in, 4 hits yesterday, shows exactly why you trade for a guy like him. The morale is high. Yeah. I agree with you. The missing piece is going to be that last starter, especially Joe's been bad this year so far. Andy's hurt, which we said in our last episode. We kind of think that not hope,
he had a good
but
start last week. He went 6 innings and 9 Ks.
Yeah,
no walks.
But if you're pitching through an injury, like if his arm's hurt, it's like that's a blessing that he was able to go that much and do that.
Yeah,
because the normal outing, if he's pitching hurt, is probably going to be one of those 5-run, 4 innings. So we do need one more pitcher. I'm just not sure how we get it. I like the Adam Mazur. He reminds me from a stat standpoint and kind of how he pitches and the amount of velocity he has. He's basically Drew Thorpe. Adam Mazur is Drew Thorpe. They're like the same pitcher. They really are, if you think about it. Like both not going to blow speed by you, very, direct in the zone pitchers, good off speed, but they don't throw hard. He throws like 91 miles an hour. So it's not like he's going to come up here and be Steven
Paul
Strasburg in 2010.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like exactly, Skeens. But he could be a good back end guy. And the only way you're going to find out is if you call him up. I mean, his career ERA in the minors.
We know what Waldron is, and he's a depth piece, right? And I'm nothing against Matty Nux. And if he starts a couple more games, I'm not going to lose my mind. I'm fine with it. That being said, we know what he is. He's a knuckleball guy who throws an anyone and throws his fastball way too much. When he walks guys, he gets fucking raked. He has to be perfect. When you have a knuckleball, I think Giannis tweeted this, it's hard to find that consistency, right? Like it's either on or it's not. Mazur comes up, give him a fucking shot, dude. It's a long season. What if we find lightning in a bottle, right? Like what if we find this guy can give us, 5-6 innings of 2-run ball every 5 days? That'd be huge. That's all we need because the lineup, the one thing I'm not worried about with this team is the lineup. I think the lineup is good. The Luis Arraez trade, and we brought up Donnie Barrels. People aren't aware Donovan Solano got called up today. Eggy got sent down. Interesting move. I don't know if Eggy getting consistent ABs is going to be a great thing. If Eggy can learn to hit righties, he's going to be a really valuable piece for this team. Tyler Wade stays up. I've turned my perspective on Tyler Wade a shit ton this year, man. I thought he was I was a little bit embarrassed that he was on our team to start the season. And now I'm a huge T Rizzy fan. This fucking guy knows that he can't hit. So he goes up there and legitimately thinks of every possible way to get on base without being able to hit the baseball. If it's getting hit by a pitch, if it's throwing down a bunt, if it's fucking catcher's interference, this dude will do anything possible to get on first base without actually getting a hit, which I respect. Yeah. He's a dirty dog.
He's a grinder. He's a real grinder.
He's a grinder, which is, if you know anything about the DSG, those are the type of players we ride for. Eggy, get some consistent ABs. Donnie Barrels, that lineup looks good now, dude. Honestly, that's a good lineup. You put Donnie Barrels in there, rotating DH. You got to rise, give Jake a couple of days off at first. We have a good team, dude. And I really think that. I think the team's starting to realize that too. Because I'm looking, I said this earlier, I truly do not see a team better than us in the wild card race other than the Braves.
I would agree with you.
Like, the Padres should end up this season. We should be the number 2 wild card team. I'm putting that on record right now. We should. The Dodgers are going to win the West. They're great. Breaking news. Phillies and Braves will compete for the NL East. Whoever doesn't win will probably be the first wild card. That second wild card spot. We're better than the Brewers. We're better than the fucking Cubs. I truly believe that. This week will show. You go to Wrigley, you take 2 or 3 from the Cubs, you smack them in the mouth a little bit. Hey, we move, bro. I believe in this team, man. I believe in Joe Hendry, and I believe in this team. Real quick, let's do some final notes. Misa's going on a flight. He's going to Mexico, which will be blast. Misa, I'm gonna bring up a couple players. I want to hear your perspective on how you're feeling on Cinco de Mayo of their season so far. We'll end the episode after this. First player, Fernando Tatis Jr. on May 5th, 2024. How have you thought he's played so far? / what are your expectations for the rest of the season?
I think he's played well. I think he's had some bad luck. I think some of those line drives or, deep fly balls that he's hit that get caught, they're going to start to drop. Average is going to start to raise. OPS is going to start to raise. The one thing I don't like sometimes about Tatis, and we talked about this in the last episode, is when he's playing bad, you can tell it.
Yeah.
And if he can learn to just keep a positive smile and attitude, that shows the rest of the team that he's not in his head and he's not tripping about the fact that he struck out 2 times today. That's something that he's always kind of struggled with, in my opinion. But it's also, it's hard. If you're not playing well, you're going to obviously be pissed off. That being said, he is playing well. He's just not getting all the results that I think he'll get. By the end of the season, I think he's got an 850 plus OPS is my guess, with 35 home runs.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Toddy's one of those players. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, right? And that's why we love him. That's why he's a fan favorite. Obviously, when it's going bad, that sometimes you're like, oh, he's a little down in the dumps. But I think Toddy's going to turn a page a little bit. I think having Luis Arraez in front of him, having a guy on first base a lot, will help him out a lot, because the pitches that he gets now with a runner on first are a lot different than when there's no one on base, right?
Nice.
The Chicago Cubs 6th inning guy, when there's a runner on first and second pitching to Tatis, is a lot different when there's no one on and 2 outs, right? So those pitches are going to get a lot more juicier, a lot more meatballs. You got to fucking hit that 93 mile per hour cock shot into the stands, and then we'll get it going. 2 more guys, then we're going to call it an app because you got to go. Jurickson Profar. It is May 5th, 2024. What has your perspective been on Profar? What do you think he ends the season as?
I've never been happier about somebody succeeding and coming back and being on our team than Jurickson Profar. The dude lives to be a Padre. He lives to be a Padre. Right now he's at 1.2 WAR. He's hitting 347 with a 977 OPS.
It's crazy, dude.
Do I think he's going to keep that up all year? No. Do I think that he should be an all-star this year if he keeps a relative level of production up? Yeah. Jurickson Profar making an all-star team as a Padre would be a top-tier moment in the history of the San Diego Padres organization. That would be fantastic. I think he keeps a strong level of production. And he maintains that spot at left field. I think he just holds it down. There's no reason. He's not going to be a platoon guy this year.
No.
There's no reason for it. He's our starting left fielder, baby. Profar, listen, power of friendship, the power of friendship.
Dude, I love it. He's been awesome. I made that video a couple days ago. He's been everything you could ask for this season, and probably 10 to 20 times more, dude. $1 million. Goes in there, has been our most productive bat all season, plays all the time, plays hard. Fan favorite. Everybody loves him. So proud of Profar. Put in the VAR in Profar. The man. Last guy I want to talk about, and then we're going to call it an episode. The pussy magnet, Dylan Cease. Is it time to make Dylan Cease the ace of the rotation? In the sense that right now he's the number 3 guy in our rotation, at least how it goes starts wise and stuff. I think it's pretty simple. I'll let you go in a sec. Dylan Cease he'll be an all-star. He has been everything we could ask for from this guy. It's crazy. We're seeing it a little bit with a rise in only 2 games, but I think we're going to see it It's crazy what happens when you take a player out of a shitty team and a shitty organization and you put him on a team that actually tries to win with a rabid fan base. Everything changes. Everything changes. You get hyped to play again. When you're playing in front of fucking 5,000 people in Chicago on the South Side and you know that your ownership doesn't give a fuck, yeah, it's hard to fucking get motivated. Anyone that's worked a job in a similar situation knows. But when you're working a job where you like the people, you got support, your company's doing well, the vibes are flowing, then you can succeed. Will Dylan Cease win the Cy Young this year? Probably not. But Dylan Cease should be an all-star if he continues to pitch the way he's pitching. And if he's an all-star this year, gives us, 150, 180 innings, anywhere in between there with a 3.1 to 2.70 ERA in that. That's a superstar, bro. That's a fleece job by Preller. Mike, what's your perspective on Dylan Cease? And we're going to call it up.
I mean, he's the ace. I don't think there's an argument to be made at this point. He's our ace. He is an extension candidate, in my opinion. He's fun to watch. He's a very interesting character, I think. He seems like a very quiet guy. Even on the bench, he's like wearing like what looks like fucking grandma's reading glasses. Like he just seems like a funny dude. He's balling. He's balling. I feel so confident when he's out there on the mound that we're going to win that game. And that's what you need out of a pitcher. It goes from a confidence standpoint. It's Dylan Cease, big gap, Yu Darvish, Michael King, neck and neck, big gap, Matt Waldron. And I feel like Joe Musgrove doesn't count necessarily right now because he's hurt. I feel very confident in Dylan Cease. I believe in Joe Hendry, and I believe in Dylan Cease.
Hell yeah. Hey, Padres Nation, DSG fans, DSG friends. This was a good week, man. If we can have a similar week this week, the next pod's going to be fucking flowing. Keep an eye out on social media. Might be doing a little Luis Arraez giveaway coming soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching. DSG is out. Mike is going to be in he's going to be in Cancun. I will be here though, so I'll be doing
3,
some live.
2, 1, Cancun.
Mike's going to be going with fucking who lost today? The Cavs. You'll be with Paulo Banchero. You and Paulo Banchero taking shots.
I'm going to go see the Magic down there.
But hey, real talk. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like our stuff. Hit us up if you listened, and go fucking Pods. Big series this week. Cubs, Dodgers, not going to be easy. Take fucking win 4-6. We're bussing.
Yes, sir.
Later, bro.